Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is the report for the 21st of November. In terms of what we accomplished over the last week, your team continued to do some testing. This morning, Jeff and Ari Kim had a deeper dive into the warehouse proposal, and I'll follow up with notes on that tomorrow. I don't have them yet today. I've got the recording. I just haven't had a chance to review it. And there's a follow-up meeting scheduled for next Tuesday. On the JMS software on test, we've added to the vendor file the ability to auto-calculate the fabrication value add with labor per gram per weight. So this was something that I promised Tony that we would do. It's a partial to the overall change order, which would include getting the unit price and deducting from that the value of the precious metal to get the labor cost. So there's two different ways of approaching the automatic population of that value in that fabrication value add field. This is one of them. And so it's there to be tested and should meet the needs on the Stanley side of that. We also have the piece by weight issue, which augments this labor per gram. So the piece by weight's not in there. Right now, you've got a way just to handle it by hand. And so you can test that out as it goes. But that customization has been done. Next, we provided a detailed confirmation of Acumatica setup requirements for the Kohl's.com. And so thanks. So currently that's under the review of the istar team. And we reviewed the setup requirements of Acumatica, the data that's required to get orders out of Kohl's.com for Stanley's products, the data that's required to be uploaded into Acumatica so that you could sell the products and stock the products and price the products and cost them and all that good stuff. And so that's pretty comprehensive. We reviewed it again with Kathleen today, and Kathleen pointed out that what this document was missing was a description of any reports that you might need. So not addressed yet. So there's tons of reports in Acumatica out of the box, but there might be some kind of special report or some report arrangement out of Kohl's.com. And we tried to be very comprehensive in our list. And that was one area that wasn't comprehensive. But overall, we're pretty comfortable and confident that in short order, we could use a standalone Acumatica to satisfy your requirement to serve Kohl's.com with gold products. Okay, True Commerce, number 5, has scheduled the restart. That happened today. Mary Ma will be the project manager. She was the project manager before. I talked to Jessica this morning and made sure that that happened. And when I called her standard follow-up, they had just finished arranging personnel, and then an email should have gotten off this morning at around 10 or so. I've been tied up most of this morning, so she claims it went out. I hope it did. Any feedback, Thomas? Did you get an email?
Yeah, she called for a meeting, I think tomorrow at 11.
Perfect. So meetings
I
been called
replied
for
that I'm
by 11.
available. And
Good.
if you're on the
So-
list, please reply.
And
So that was
I replied letting her know that I'm not here,
Okay.
and to proceed forward without me, and that Thomas could get me up to speed.
Okay,
Gotcha.
I'll do that.
All right. Next. So that was a big one to get kicked off, and I'm glad that that occurred. If there's any bummer, we had worked with their worker bee was a gentleman named Ben, and he will not be on the go forward. A gentleman named Matt Walter will be. So we have a new day-to-day person. I tried Kathleen to get Ben on it, but unfortunately I was not successful. The part number system was reviewed, and just the relationship between the design through customer proposal phase and then the purchase through stocking phase, and a couple of ideas were put out, and we're looking for some feedback from the istar team in terms of any comments that they may have on those suggestions, but we need to firm up how part numbers are going to work pretty soon. And then I worked with PayU and put together a preliminary Gantt chart schedule for a go live on the 1st of May, 2024. And so PayU and I have agreed to refine that and working on that. And then also PayU was good enough to walk through a customer proposal. And if you look at a customer proposal right now and you count the column headings on the spreadsheet that the customer receives, maybe there's 20, it goes from A through like M or through, R, S, T, something like that. And so a bunch of those, the bulk, say 60, 70% come out of the ERP system. Currently the PDS system or Procom will come out of Gematica. The other 30 are generated by manual methods or do not come out of the ERP. So just vetting that process out and which ones are and which ones aren't, PayU was very helpful in defining that so that we can make sure that we perfect that process. So what we want to accomplish, Joy, I authorized that the PO form misspelled here. I think the form is done. Is that right, Kathleen? But the screen's not done, or do I get it backwards?
I think the screen is done, and I don't think
Okay, so the form will be done. So my goal was to have it done by today, but it will be done this week, Joy, because I know that's been a kind of a sore point for a long time, and apologize. Let's just get that done. So by the end of the week, we'll have the PO screen and the form done. And then the next thing is I'm just going to take an aside right now because we're a little bit confused, and I want to take just 2 minutes and let Kathleen share. And so Kathleen, are you prepared to go on this PO thing?
Sure.
Thanks. So I'm going to stop sharing. Kathleen's going to share. And this is a question to the team.
I'm not sure what the question is.
Yeah, well, let me drive. So open it up. Great. So currently we have this functionality where notice that on this purchase order, which is open and approved. So we've already gone through the approval process and whatnot. And now we want to email it to a vendor. Okay. So a couple of things. One, if you open the files, we currently have the functionality to add unlimited files to a PO. So these are files in addition to the PO form itself. Like could be like a picture of the jewelry item, could be instructions on what to do, stuff like that. So you are able this was a customization we did for you to currently add multiple items to that which gets emailed to the vendor. then if you go to the three dots, the ellipses, so we go to the ellipsis icon, this allows you to email the purchase order. So if you look in the second column there, that's the command to email the purchase order. And when that purchase order gets emailed, the PO form gets emailed, and then any attachments that are listed in that file section. Now, last thing, if you click on the activities, when you click the button to email, Acumatica keeps a record. So we were testing this today, and you can see here that we gave it a good 5 tests because I'm a slow learner and just tracking it. So if you were to send out an email on the 1st and then another one on the 5th and another one on the 10th and one, whatever, you would have a list of the communication that you have with this customer. In this case, we're tracking emails, but if you made a phone call, you could add this to the list, okay? So with that as a background, we understand that you're asking for a customization that would put a button where it says print purchase order. So please close this, Kathleen, and put your cursor. Yeah, you'd like a button like that that says email purchase order. And now go to the elliptical, which is really the same command as email purchase order on the screen. So we just wanted to make sure that you wanted an extra button there. And then this gets tied up with the whole updating of the purchase order with the mark-to-market pricing that you want to provide to your vendor to go from the silver at $8.25 to silver at market on the specific date. So wanted to show you this to make sure that you were aware of all the current functionality, and then make sure that we get the requirements correct, because you kind of already have the command to email a purchase order. If you want a button on the header, you can do that. Again, on the elliptical, that's the out-of-the-box Acumatica. So, should we pay you any comment on what I just said? And then we'll go back to the meeting.
I think we don't need extra button on the top. As long as it works for our team, we will get used to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But
I have a question. You mentioned about that the attachment files.
Yeah.
So we mentioned that we need to attach the BON with the purchase order. So can we try to attach BON here?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, but how can we generate the BON though? The component in the kit.
So let's put that off to the end of the meeting, and we'll go back to that. Fair enough?
All right.
Because there's BOMs and there's BOMs, and I'll explain that in the end. Fair enough? So let's put that on hold. And then, is there any other requirement? The other requirement is that after you approve the purchase order, do you firm up the market price, or do you approve the PO prior to firming up the market price? That was not clear to us.
I have to approve twice.
Oh, so you approve the PO before the market price.
Yeah, and after.
And when you approve it before the market price, are you approving it at the then current market price?
No,
or at the
at zero
contract
cost.
price?
At zero. No pricing at all.
No pricing at all.
Yeah.
And no
I'm
pricing
approving
to
the quantity and style. And then we have to notify the vendor at that time.
And you won't even have the contract price in there. So it won't be the precious metal. You just have the weight of the product.
Yeah.
Nothing. Okay. So I think that's okay. Good enough. So I think we're close on that. And then once they say, yeah, we're ready, then you put it through and you do the mark to market, and then you go ahead and move it again. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. Stop sharing.
All right. So we're going to go back to that in a second, Kathleen. Okay. So, what we're hoping, pay you, and hopefully you and I can have a conversation, is we had a meeting today, and we've got ways to show you how you can take our current generic inquiry and put out multiple lines, which will mimic a customer proposal. It's not perfect to way you got what's required, but it mimics it. And then walk through kind of the process that you and I went through on the video to make sure that when we confirm everything we need for the customer proposal, which is adding new items. And, like Tammy says, she's got like a 83 line customer proposal for Walmart, and maybe they picked 5 of the lines to buy. Just mimic something of that size to make sure that the current process, we're not missing anything. And then we want to mimic in the stem to stern kind of that scenario and buy 5 or 6 items and change the part number and go through that process and stop it. And then likewise on the gold, do the assembly process. So we're hoping that we can make that part and parcel of the stem to sterns these coming next couple of weeks. I'm on the hook. I've got a huge list. Not a huge list. I have a list of a handful of change notices, when they can be accomplished, what their costs are. I'm still waiting on the warehouse, but I think I can deliver it and just leave the warehouse to BD. So that is on my responsibility, and that's for Tony and May, and I've been working on that.
Gene,
we
wait a
have-
minute. Gene, excuse me. So Tony and May keep on asking, when do you think that you can give them the answer?
Well, I cannot give them the answer on the warehouse yet because we don't have that fully vetted with your team yet.
Mhm.
But for the other ones, I can have that done by tomorrow.
Okay, all right, great.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
got that pretty much worked out.
All right.
And we had
Thank you.
some meetings today. There's a couple new quotes. There might be a couple quotes, like the auto numbering one got a little bit
Mhm.
adjusted, and there's new quotes that come up. But like I said, Payu and I, the handmaiden to this is the Gantt chart, so we put that together, etc. Okay.
Okay.
And then glossary of term has been on there for a while. Obviously continuing with the EDI vetting. So this Kohl's.com is actually separate. It's really not EDI. And the Kohl's.com is regardless of whether or not you solve the current Kohl's.com Stanley issue, because we're going to take data from Kohl's.com and upload it into Acumatica to save you on transaction fees with associated with EDI. There's just a lot cheaper way of doing that. And then I'm not sure, do we get a list of all your trading partners from Stanley? Have we done that, Thomas?
We got a newly revised list, I believe.
Excellent. So that was done.
Is that on
Thank
Basecamp?
Let me look for it and recirculate it, and I'll make sure it's right. And if it's not, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. And then this one is part of the delivery schedule. Okay.
I have a
So-
question.
Yeah, sure.
So this question is posed to Thomas and Michael. So Michael, did you see my email about the workaround for loading the parts and when you guys want to meet to finish up that list from Payu?
Yeah, I saw the email come through. I'm free pretty much anytime this week that you'd be available to meet with to go over that.
Yeah, so I'm not available the rest of this week, starting
Okay.
tomorrow. But if you guys want, after this meeting, we can meet and get that done.
I've got a couple warehouse things I got to take care of.
Okay.
You're not available at all today?
It's probably going to take the rest of the day after this meeting.
Okay. Fair question. Um,
So Jim, on your list that you
Yes,
just had up there.
Yeah.
So it looks like that there is a tentative go live date of May 1st has been established.
That's tentative, yes.
So, I mean, I don't know how that was established or whatever, but I don't see anywhere on your list reports. I mean, reports are huge.
That's fair. I did not have it on my list. We did discuss it this morning, and we discussed what we think we definitely need to do is to take a look at the reports that are out of Procom and Edwards, and then correlate them to the out of the box reports and dashboards that you have in Acumatica. So you guys need key information, and with, kind of in general, with older systems, oftentimes it came in reports. It could be with Acumatica, there'd be dashboards. So I agree, working out reports is a big factor in the job and should be its own category, and typically is. If you look at our tracking systems, we have reports there. So that it's important is acknowledged. So I agree. So okay. And excuse me just for a second, just getting something here. Okay, so let me shift back now. And now the topic is the bill of material. So there are two ways to get a bill of material. The first way, and the easiest to determine, or the easiest to kind of imagine, if you will, is when an item is created in the kit inventory screen. Here, the components are identified in the stock item screen and then listed as either stock components or non-stock components. And this is the way 60% of the time that Stanley products will be constructed. Why? Because with Stanley, typically they'll take these components, but things like the pink domed box will actually be, that's part of the kit, will be an item that gets assembled in-house. So its cost will be at the cost that it's being carried at in Acumatica, and the kit itself will be assembled in New Jersey. So that's one way of getting a bill of material. The other way to build a bill of material, oh, I thought I had it, is on the stock item screen. And here you might have items that are especially silver items. And let's just pick this one, this drop earrings one. And it's not constructed as a kit in Acumatica, but it has all sorts of jewelry items that would constitute the end item. Here, the precious metal is captured in the silver and fine grams. They're one and the same because they're both sterling. And the fabrication value add is captured here. And then at time of purchase, at time of customer proposal, currently out of PD, things like packaging, freight, and duty are actually done in the Excel formulae. So pay you a question on that. But at purchase, then these values get firmed up. Now, this is a boxed, the finished good.
So I gotta back
With
you
the
up.
finished goods Stanley boxed, and now obviously the question is, what is the bill of material?
So the price should be firmed up. Your purchase price should be firmed up before you make the purchase.
Fair enough. That can happen.
It's when
That
the
can happen.
item goes from the status to active at the
Right,
finished
so-
good level is when the
Right, so-
the bill of material cost should be validated.
So here, this is this product. You wouldn't have a 142 here, okay? So just mark me. It would either be no digits or the 000 concept that we brought up, right? Your choice. And the recommendation would be 3. Actually, you really don't need that also, but in the end, you got to add it when you make it active, which is the discussion that we had. So this is the style that gets with the information to quote to your customers. Then the customer says, yes, I looked at 80 of them. I want 5 of them. Great. Maybe it's sequence 5, 8, and 15 as an example on this style ended in 15. Okay. So now I'm going to go purchase the system. So it goes through that process, Joy, that you defined of no cost initially and then cost. So we got to kind of work that out because we got cost on this item. Notice it's at contract, which is in this case gold at $20. Currently it's gold at $8.25. So, I guess in Excel you could zero it out. I don't quite have all that figured out. That's why I had the question. And then we have this little key here that if you go and you click this button, it's really just for a quick look. That would be the market at the current updated market. It wouldn't be the market tomorrow. It would be market the last time it got updated. So if you automatically updated it every day at 6 a.m., it would be that value that got updated at 6 a.m. If you did it every day at noon and it was 11 a.m., it would have been noon the day before. Did it at 1 o'clock, it would be noon of the day that you're looking at it because you're past 1 o'clock, that kind of thing. So that kind of has to be figured out. But my question is, where's the bill of material? And it could be a note tied to the file.
No, Jim, can you please try to find the style with 3162 ending? And you will see kit information in there.
3162, is that correct?
Yeah, one more time.
And
yeah,
which one do you want me to
anyone,
take? This
anyone,
one or the second?
Yeah,
Either one.
any of them. Yeah.
Okay.
This one has a kit information.
Excuse me. Nothing there. So this is currently one, hold on here. Let's
No,
make it,
this ID looks weird.
all right,
This
let's
is-
get the other
yeah,
one.
this is
then.
wrong one. Yeah. So you
All
have
right.
to go down to
Mhm.
see the actual number, the serious number, and then the 3162.
We'll go
No,
on
no,
this
not
one,
this
okay?
one. No, none of them.
Which would you like me to do? This
Okay,
is
you
not right?
yeah, because you have to have the serial number one starting with 30015.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't,
Right?
so, yeah, I agree. I just don't
Mhm.
know which one it is. That's all.
Yeah, so
Is
you
it
need
in,
You're
is it
in
in the pilot?
pilot. You're in pilot.
Okay, hold on.
yeah, go last pages. So you will
See
see
what
the
will we do without,
latest.
and a lot of 3162s.
Yeah, so
What-
choose any of them. You should have a finished good box. See, this is carded. This box go down. You see the item class. There's some.
Okay, you didn't like that one? Let me go back.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Either one.
Oh,
As
okay.
long as
Sorry.
you have the information.
Which one would you like?
I'm not sure which one we have the information. You just click any of them. Three.
I'm
Just
just
see
saying who built it. Did you build it, Joy?
Vincent. Yeah, just check any one that.
There you go. Here's the one that Vincent built right here.
But that's gold, right? I don't know. Okay, try this one to see if we have the
Well,
component.
let's try silver.
Try
There's,
the one that's second row. That's
here, that's the one.
Joy's. Joy's is the second
here's
one.
Vincent right here.
The component.
And that's
Okay.
silver.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm not sure
There
if
you
that
go.
one has everything.
This is a kit. So
Yes,
it is marked as a kit.
Okay, good. So you can see the component. Yeah, copy that to the kits, right? Copy the style number. Yeah. Why is this 3000? All right, you see the
Because I didn't
component.
look it up yet. Let's go look it up. Not there.
You see it on stock component on the screen?
Hold on. No, nothing in there. I'm sorry. Style component? What are you
So
looking for?
Okay, you are on mute.
I think your kit specification page is in the pilot environment.
Here's the kit. Here's the kit specification phase.
The
Which
kit,
would you like?
You are in pilot environment.
your
That's-
kit, yes.
Oh,
You need to
man.
change both to
Pretty
test
cool
one.
pilot again.
See, you got
So-
a lot of them, right?
There
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
Which one?
So Vincent,
This one right here?
whichever Vincent, yeah, created.
Or these two? Oh,
Yeah.
that's the only
Oh,
one
yeah.
that's silver is this one. Let's go to this one.
See?
Okay. So this is a lot of packages. That's what you're talking about?
Yep. This is all BOM.
And so in this case,
Mhm.
and do you typically build the item for the customer like this? Is that correct?
Yep.
I mean, for the vendor, is that correct?
Yeah. We just send the BOM with everything with the purchase order, so they will purchase the packaging themselves and pack overseas.
So you're just defining these packages, is that correct?
That's right.
So Jim,
Got
there's
it.
more to it than just that. We're
Okay.
not creating the bill of material just for that. It rolls up to the purchase cost. It include, when it calculates all your packaging cost. So that the supplier knows what it's going to cost him to buy this packaging also.
And is that because you're supplying him the packaging?
No, he's buying it, but we have to tell him how much it should cost him, because we're rolling that cost up to our purchase cost, and it all has to validate. I don't see anywhere in here where this packaging cost rolls up. I mean, I see where there's a packaging cost field, but it can't be just a number that's plugged. It has to roll up from somewhere.
How do you determine this price?
It's determined by everything that's in the bill of material. The anti-tarnish strips, the RFID labels, the card, any retail price stickers, all roll up to that. So what you've got down there.
Thank you. So I will check on the roll up, and let's say that this is all component of 1 and they're all at 0.27, right? So 0.27 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be 5 times 27.
I don't know what that vendor price is. That's not correct. Is it? That's not
We
right.
also have a unit cost.
It's
Oh,
the
thank
unit
you.
cost.
Differs.
Yeah, thank you. So there you go. So please, can you get your calculator out right now,
You
Kathleen?
can
or
also
I
send
will?
it to Excel. You just click the Excel button and then do an auto sum on those numbers.
Thanks.
Sure. I mean, this is something they may want to do from time to time, so it's good to
Yeah,
show them that. Yeah.
I love it. So this is the Excel output. This is the unit cost, and its sum is 0.1245, and the value here is 1.245. So the way that this packaging cost field was populated was all of the packaging items, all of their unit costs got summed and rolled up to this packaging cost.
So was that a manual calculation, Joy?
No, automatic.
It's automatic.
That's how the JMS, the jewelry module software costing works on the kit.
But this is a kit that's purchased.
Yes. So that's why I said, where do you get the values of these? Because these values here are going to roll up to this value here.
Well, they should come from the item itself. When you key in that PKG 300078 PB3161,
Yeah, you want to
Your-
look that one up in stock
your
items.
average cost valuation should populate into that.
Yeah, click into
Yeah.
that component ID, yes.
Yep, there
So-
you
There
go.
you go. Now I get it. There's no sales. Let's make sure it's active.
Mhm.
And
Vendors, right? Price and cost, yeah.
let's go to vendors.
Yeah.
No,
There's
nothing there.
nothing. Okay, so we probably need to add the information here. For each,
Yeah.
yeah. And also we
So let
sometimes,
us take a look at this, please, and
Mhm.
we'll use this specific example and go through this. Okay.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd rather let us go take a look at this in general
Mhm,
first.
mhm. Yeah.
'Cause
But my
I'm-
question
I'm-
is, Jim, you are looking at the kit 1 style by 1 style, right? But
Yeah.
our purchase order sometimes 20 style, 30 style all together. We need to have the BOM printed all together at once. You got it?
So you're gonna buy 20 of these separately, is that correct?
No.
20 different styles.
Yeah, excuse me, 20 different styles. And then you need on a single piece of paper, style one, this, then style two, this,
Yep,
then
yep, yep.
style three, this. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a customized report. We
Yeah, that's a
attach-
customized report, for sure.
we run the report based on PO number. And it creates the printout that we then send to the factory.
Got it. Okay, so let us go look at this and then so there was two things here. One is that the PO report, or excuse me, the PO would include this customized report for multiple items. But number two, you need the ability to do two approvals. And then when you say without cost, let's go back to that just for a moment. So here I've got this item and it's got a unit cost at of the $3.96. You don't want to see that, is that correct? Is that correct, Joy?
Which one?
When you back to the original request for
Uh-huh.
the approving the purchase order twice.
Mm-hmm.
When you approve it the first time,
Yeah.
it's only internal to istar, correct?
Huh? What do you mean by internal?
And
You will have to approve and then email to the vendor.
And when you do that, there's no value at all on the data that you email to the vendor. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
No unit cost at that time.
So all it is this and the bill of material.
No. When you email the first time, you don't need bill of material, BOM yet.
Just
So you
quantity.
just have,
Yeah,
you-
just-
in this example, you'd have 20 of these. Is that correct?
Yeah, 20 of that style, and then 100 of the other, or 200 of the other, all the style and with quantity.
It's just, Jim, it's just an informational alert to them that we have created this purchase order, that we will be locking the price that night. And this is for them to understand what is coming their way, to prepare and know what price it's gonna lock at then, what day it's gonna lock.
And also has a advance notice of the purchase order.
It has a what?
Advance notice for them
Best
to prepare the
notice?
material. Yes.
What's best notice?
Sometimes we have
No
to send the
advance, right?
advance.
Oh, yeah. It gives them advance notice that they're getting a PO and what to expect's coming. I
Yeah,
mean, we could be
Right.
ordering 10,000 pieces of a style.
Yeah.
And this gives them a heads up that, hey, I'm gonna have to procure this silver or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys had this discussion with Caroline about this zero, that did she state that you were going to override it or to be a zero unit cost?
I don't think we never talk about this.
So
literally the first one looks like this. Is that correct? Informational only.
No,
Yeah.
it's got description. I mean, there's a little
Oh,
more than
yeah,
that on there,
yeah.
Jim.
it probably looks more like your spreadsheet that you just exported.
The purchase order for these two PO should be exactly the same, just the cost information are different.
So it's something like this.
It should be, typically it is in the same PO format. It has the we ask for it, the expected ship date. Only thing that's missing is the cost, the purchase cost.
But this could be it like this right here, right?
Preferably not, but okay.
But no, she's just saying it would be the PO form itself. It just wouldn't
I
have
get it,
a
but
unit
on the
price.
form, you would have these kind of column headings, correct?
We have
Something like this.
some of those.
I mean, you don't need all that. No, you don't
No,
need
No,
the market, the average. You don't need the packaging. You
yeah,
don't,
you don't need all the customized fields.
I mean, we do want, you
I
have
get
your
that.
item, anything that describes the item. We've asked for the weight to be on there, quantity.
Yeah, Jim, I think you should take a purchase order instead of this Excel
Mhm.
sheet, so
Mhm.
you'll
I
have
get it,
better understand.
I'm just looking, the columns would be something similar to this. It would not be this document at all. It's just like this many columns, right? Maybe this is weight and that's it. Is that correct?
There's
You
no
know,
way.
then-
Vendor
There's no
name,
weight
the
in purchase
address,
order.
the ship, the requested ship date, the purchase order date,
If
Got it.
you are okay,
So send us
anything that would be in the
one,
header.
but there's like, okay, so send us an example of that so we know, okay?
No, Kathleen has
So-
the example of purchase order, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Can you
Both
show?
the initial information only one and then the real one. Is that correct? 'Cause there's two.
But initial one, you just put the 0 on the unit cost. That's the only difference.
Yep.
Thank you. So it's
All right.
literally the same.
So
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you.
And
So
then
you
do
guys
I-
didn't have any discussion about overriding it to 0 amount for the first time, and then when the API metal update that is automatic daily would then update it?
who override the PO to 0? It's supposed to generate with 0 cost.
If it's a brand new item, it would be 0, but you have them indicated here in the kit. So
Yeah, no matter what, it should be 0 at the first
In
time.
the purchase order.
Yeah, we
okay,
don't
well, I
want
just
them
want
to.
when you guys talk to her more about it, I just make sure that you guys how the design is going to be.
But she never asked the question. I don't know. Can you will have meeting
Okay,
with her
I'm asking the
tomorrow, right?
question then for you guys. Okay.
Okay, great.
Okay.
confirming the lock silver price at?
Yeah. Exactly.
No, you'll be the same day it's approved.
I know, but currently right now, the silver price lock is a J line or whatever it prints on the purchase order. So the factory knows what price we are locking the PO at.
Yeah.
Where are
yeah.
we acknowledging that on on these new orders?
So the purchase order is supposed to have the silver price line too, right? Kathleen? Did we talk about this?
Currently does. It currently does, and that is
Yeah.
the way it's not with 0. Okay.
Yeah. The second one. Tammy is talking about the
Oh, is
second
that
one.
is that what that 27.25 is?
That's the price at 27.25. Yeah, but it will be different, right? It's not the fixed price. Fixed market market price will change.
Well, the things I think you guys need to consider is, if every PO is approved, and you're talking about going through two approvals, and I don't even hear pricing date at all, which is a field in the PO. It's
Pricing date will be the order date.
right. So that's what I'm saying. You could end up updating a lot of POs that you don't want to that are open. And I'm just making sure that the design that you guys are considering is considering all aspects, including printing 0 when you want it to print 0, and not necessarily having a button saying I want it to update, or not using a vendor price date. I think we have to just think it through to make sure that the design is solid. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys?
I can't comment because I haven't